By 2050 there could be more plastic in the ocean than fish. It's a grim future, but it's not set in stone. Picture this: a world where the scales of nature tip dangerously, where our oceans teem more with plastic than marine life. A stark reality that underscores the urgency of the environmental crisis we face. Climate change, deforestation, pollution, these aren't distant threats but immediate challenges, threatening to redefine our world. But this is not our destiny, it's a wake-up call. The power to change lies in our hands. Every day we make choices. Choices that seem small, but together, they add up. Imagine, if you will, the simple act of driving to work. It feels like a necessity, doesn't it? But did you know that the carbon dioxide emissions from just 1 gallon of gasoline can be as much as 20 pounds? That's the weight of a hefty car tire. Now multiply that by the hundreds of millions of people who commute daily. The scale of the impact is staggering. And let's talk about electricity. Powering our lights, our appliances, our devices. It's so easy to forget that this energy doesn't come from thin air. It's produced largely by burning fossil fuels, which release greenhouse gases. When we leave the lights on unnecessarily, or keep our devices plugged in all the time, we're contributing to the problem. Then there's food waste. It's estimated that about 1/3 of all food produced globally is wasted. That's not just a waste of resources, it's a waste of the water and energy used to grow, process, and transport that food. Plus, when food waste decomposes in landfills, it produces methane, a potent greenhouse gas. Finally, there's our use of single-use plastics. These items, which we use for just a few minutes and then throw away, can take hundreds of years to decompose. They litter our landscapes, clog our waterways, and harm wildlife. Every plastic straw, every plastic bag, every plastic bottle, they all add up. Each one of these actions in isolation may seem insignificant, but when we consider the collective impact of billions of people making these choices every day, the picture becomes clear and alarming. Our daily habits, our routines, our normal, they are shaping the world for better or worse. Remember, the sum of our daily actions creates a colossal impact. Our choices matter. Let's choose wisely, for the sake of our beautiful, fragile planet. So, how can you, a single person, make a difference? You'd be surprised. You know, it's easy to feel insignificant in the grand scheme of things, especially when it comes to something as monumental as protecting our planet. But it's essential to remember that every great movement starts with one person deciding to take action. And when it comes to reducing our environmental footprint, there are countless ways we can do just that. Let's start with something as simple as our daily commute. Instead of hopping in the car each morning, consider taking public transportation, biking, or even walking if your destination is close enough. Not only will this reduce your carbon emissions, but it's also a great way to stay active and healthy. Now let's talk about waste. Did you know that the average person generates over 4 pounds of trash every day? That's nearly 1.5 tons of solid waste per year. But there are simple steps you can take to reduce this number. Start by buying in bulk to reduce packaging waste, and bring your own reusable bags, bottles, and containers whenever possible. Then there's recycling. It's not just about separating your garbage. It's about understanding the life cycle of the products you consume and making an effort to choose products that are recyclable or made from recycled materials. Finally, consider supporting businesses that prioritize sustainability. Whether it's a local organic farm or a multinational corporation with a commitment to renewable energy, your dollars can help drive the transition to a more sustainable economy. You see, the power of one is not a myth. It's a reality that we can see every day in the choices we make and the actions we take. Each of us has the power to shape our world for the better, and it starts with recognizing that power and choosing to use it for good. One person can make a difference, and everyone should try. So, what will you do today to reduce your environmental footprint? But it's not just about individual actions. It's about collective responsibility. When we think of environmental protection, we often think of it as a personal responsibility. And while each of us does play a crucial role, there's a bigger picture to consider. Governments, corporations, and institutions wield immense power in shaping the health of our planet. Take governments, for example. They create policies and regulations that can drastically affect how we treat our environment. A government might implement stricter emission standards, encourage renewable energy use, or protect natural habitats from development. These actions can have a profound impact on the health of our planet. Corporations, too, play a significant role. Many large companies have begun to recognize their environmental footprint and are taking steps to reduce it. They're investing in cleaner technologies, implementing sustainable business practices, and even offsetting their carbon emissions. This isn't just good for the environment, it's also good for business. A company that's seen as environmentally responsible can attract more customers and investors. Institutions, such as universities, hospitals, and nonprofit organizations, also have a part to play. They can lead by example, demonstrating sustainable practices in their operations and educating others about the importance of environmental protection. The impact of these collective actions is significant. It's through policies and regulations that we're able to set standards for environmental health, and it's through the actions of corporations and institutions that we're able to innovate and adapt to these standards. However, it's important to remember that while these entities play a key role, they're made up of individuals like you and me. So our individual actions, such as voting for environmentally minded leaders, supporting responsible businesses, and advocating for sustainable practices in our institutions, can influence the bigger picture. Together, we can create a sustainable world. It's a large task, but it's not impossible. So what's your role in all of this? It's more significant than you think. You see, every one of us has an essential part to play in the grand scheme of our planet's well-being. It's easy to feel small and insignificant in the face of global issues, but remember, change often starts at the grassroots level, with individuals like you and me. One of the most powerful tools you have is your wallet. Every time you make a purchase, you're casting a vote for the kind of world you want to live in. Do you choose the plastic package product or the one wrapped in eco-friendly materials? Do you support companies that prioritize sustainability or those that disregard our planet's health for profit? Your buying decisions can drive demand for greener goods and services, prompting companies to rethink their practices. But your influence extends beyond your wallet. Participation in local initiatives is another way to make a difference. Get involved in community cleanup projects, tree planting drives, or conservation efforts. There's strength in numbers, and every additional hand makes a difference. And let's not forget the power of knowledge. Education is a potent tool for change. By learning more about the issues our planet faces, you're better equipped to make informed decisions. But don't keep this knowledge to yourself. Share it. Educate others. Raise awareness within your circle of influence, your friends, your family, your community. The ripple effect of this can be monumental. You see, it's not just about what we can do individually, but what we can achieve collectively. Our actions, no matter how small they may seem, can create a wave of change. The choices we make today shape the world of tomorrow. So don't underestimate your role in this. Don't underestimate your power. You're not just a spectator in this narrative of our planet, you're a key player. You have the power to change the world. Use it wisely. The Earth is our home, and it's the only one we've got. A simple truth, yet one we often forget in the hustle and bustle of our daily lives. As we wrap up this discussion, it's crucial to reflect on the significance of safeguarding our planet. Not just for us, but for the generations yet unborn. Imagine a world where our children, their children, and the generations that follow can breathe fresh air, drink clean water, and enjoy the beauty of lush green forests and vibrant oceans. This is not a utopian dream, it's a possibility within our grasp. But it requires effort, commitment, and the courage to make sometimes difficult decisions. Conversely, let's ponder the consequences of inaction. If we continue to turn a blind eye, we risk leaving our descendants a world scarred by pollution, depleted of resources, and devoid of the rich biodiversity we currently enjoy. The cost of inaction is too high, and the time to act is now. In the grand scheme of things, our lives are but a blip in the timeline of this planet. But the impact of our choices, our actions, and our dedication to preserving the Earth will echo far into the future. So what kind of world do you want to leave behind? It's a question we all need to answer.